That gap has a boring cause, and it is probably sitting on your page right now. Here is the short answer. Some AI assistants read the dates on your page as real, machine-readable data, not as decoration. And most sites never set them properly. Perplexity's own Search API returns your published date and your last updated date as first-class fields on every result. That part is official. It is in their published schema. What it does not do is recrawl you on a simple rhythm. Their own engineering write-up says recrawling is machine learning prioritized. Models predict whether a page needs indexing at all and when to schedule it, with your update cadence as one input among several, not a dial you turn. Claude tracks how old a page is. So here is the honest version, and I want to be precise about it. That the engines read machine-readable dates is documented. That adding them lifts your citations is a plausible hypothesis. Nobody has measured it on a live engine. Publish the dates. Do not let anyone sell you the lift. Today, I will show you our own page failing part of this test, the exact checklist we run for clients, and what the free AI visibility tools report about it, which is nothing. Here is why that stings. You wrote a good page 2 years ago. It is still true. It still answers the question better than anything else out there. But on paper, it says 2 years old, and nothing on it says otherwise. So when an assistant has to choose between your page and a thinner one that says updated last month, it has a reason to prefer the thin one. You did not lose on quality. You lost on a field nobody ever filled in. At Webappski, this is the first thing we set on a client's site, and it is only 2 moves. 1, a visible date near the title, labeled so a human can read it. 2, the same date inside the structured data, as date published and date modified, so a machine can read it. Both places, and the 2 have to agree. If the date lives only in the schema, your readers never see it. If it lives only on the page, the engine may never reliably pick it up. Let me show you that on a real page. Ours, so nobody else gets graded. This is a post on Webappski.com, the hands-free form-filling guide. Look at the top, under the title. April 8th, 2026. So a visible date exists. Now look at the page's structured data. Date published, April 8th, 2026. Date modified, April 8th, 2026. The visible date and the machine-readable date agree. And that is the part we do right. Now the honest part, because 2 things on our own page are wrong. First, that visible date carries no label. It is just a date, so a reader cannot tell whether it means published or last updated. Google's own guidance asks for that label explicitly. Second, date modified is identical to date published, which means that in 4 months, we have not genuinely updated this page once. On our own checklist, this page scores 2 out of 4. I am showing you ours precisely because 2 out of 4 is the score most sites actually have. And that standard is not something we invented. This is Google's own documentation on publication dates, and it asks for 4 things. Add a user-visible date and feature it prominently. Label your dates with text like publish or last updated. Specify dates with structured data, using date published and date modified, and make the visible date and the structured date match. That is the ground rule, in their words, and it costs nothing to read. So if that is the rule, what do the free AI visibility tools tell you about it? I checked 3 of them today. Start with Ahrefs. Their free AI visibility checker is genuinely free. No sign-up, no credit card, no limit on how many brands you check, in their own words. And it does show you real things. Total AI mentions, a breakdown by platform, your top topics, your top cited domains, and your top cited pages. What it does not contain anywhere is a date. It will tell you which of your pages got cited. It will not tell you whether that page still looks current to the engine that cited it.
Semrush is the same shape and generous with access, 3 runs a day without registering, and the report is well built. An AI visibility score, mentions, citations, platform coverage, top cited pages, competitor comparison. The only freshness on that page is theirs, not yours. They update their own AI visibility data daily. That is their crawl rhythm, not your page's date.
HubSpot's grader is honest about its ask, no account for a one-time run, and returns a composite score across 5 dimensions: sentiment, presence quality, brand recognition, share of voice, and market competition. Not one of the 5 is freshness. 3 good tools, 3 different reports, 0 dates. None of them is bad at what it does. They just answer a different question than the one the engine is asking.
Here is what we do differently, and it is not a dashboard trick. Our own tracker, AEO platform, is open source and free on NPM, and its report ties the lever to the engine rather than to a score. Per engine, it says why freshness matters there. For Perplexity, that it runs its own index and treats publish date as a first-class signal. And per answer, it flags as a heuristic whether the engine actually retrieved something live or answered out of stale training memory. That second question is the one a score on its own cannot ask.
Now the payoff, and the detail nobody puts in a checklist. Even the benefit people do claim for freshness is reported to be short-lived. In a vendor test, their measurement, not ours, and not one we can independently confirm, the citation lift from a fresh update faded within about 2 weeks. Treat that as somebody else's observation rather than a law. The practical conclusion is the same either way. Freshness is a rhythm, not an event, and a steady habit of genuinely improving your key pages beats one annual rewrite.
2 consequences follow.
Updating an existing page usually beats publishing a new one because the old page already carries whatever trust it earned, and the update has to be real. New information, a corrected fact, a better answer. Google's own wording is that the date must describe the publication or update of the page. Changing one word and bumping the date is a trick that stops working.
So here is the whole freshness checklist we run for every client at Webappski, in order. A visible date near the title, labeled so a reader knows which date it is. The same date in the structured data as date published and date modified. The 2 agree. And a cadence you can actually keep. Even 1 quarterly pass over your top pages. 4 checks and a habit. Our own post scores 2 of 4, and it is now on the list to fix.
If you want to know how your pages score, run our free tracker from NPM, or let us do it. The first audit is free, and the link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. Next time, the most precise question in this whole series. When AI cites you, does it cite the whole page or 1 sentence? Thanks for watching.